Why?
But the thing is, the ABC already did this with Agent Carter, who was a great character. And they made games of it. Because I loved Carter. I thought Carter was a great character. I loved Haley Atwell. Big fan of Haley Atwell.
Well, I'm a huge fan of Haley Atwell.
I bet you are.
I get bigger by the day. A bigger fan of Haley Atwell by the day. See her in Black Mirror, wild. Anyway.
Unreal. But, I remember watching the first season of that, and it was such a trudge to try and get through it.
It was a nightmare of a series.
Brutal.
It was the same as Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I had no interest in it whatsoever, which was so bizarre because in the first Captain America movie, she's one of my favourite characters.
Yeah. And do we remember she did a couple of short movies as well? The
Marvel one-shots. Yeah.
She was so good.
Like the Agent Carter Marvel one-shot.
Was great.
If the entire series had been like that, sign me up.
And then the Agent Carter one-shot set it up that she was coming to work for Stark directly. She was going to be working in S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, she was going to be like the inside woman. Yeah.
She wasn't. They were treating her like a piece of crap in the series. And it was like, what if Tony Stark's dad was talking to you?
But you see, it's a woman. And obviously all men are going to be horrible to her because she's a woman and she's trying to do all this.
She didn't even get to the stage she was supposed to be at in that one shot. And I'm not excited for this. And it's not because it's all female or anything else. It's because I'm not a big fan of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I think they destroyed Agent Carter. I have the Inhumans, I watched 10 minutes of and turned it off. Sorry, explain this to me in further detail. It's an all-female... What? There's very little detail at the minute. Basically... surprise. So there's no details at all. It's all female characters. Everyone should watch it because it's great and so progressive. Fantastic. ABC has given the go-ahead on an hour-long drama about a team of female superheroes in the Marvel Universe. Although nothing concrete has been confirmed, word is that it will feature lesser-known characters, and we're guessing it will draw on the likes of A-Force or Fearless Defenders for influence. The hour-long debut is hoping that it will lead to a full series now that the end of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is quite possibly in sight. We'll keep you posted if we hear more. So basically that's what it is. They're creating there has been Marvel female character teams, of course, and they're looking to draw on that. So basically what's going to happen is ABC are going to give us a series of characters that unless you're a hardcore comic book fan, you're going to be like, I don't know who this is.
Yeah.
If Disney are going to go ahead with this whole streaming service, which they are, just take all the shows, take everything, take everything off Netflix, take everything and just bring it all home.
Yeah.
Just bring it all home. Have that connective tissue between them all, which is missing. And,
Yeah, either that or lock it up in a big metal drum and throw it into the Atlantic, never to be seen again.
Or do that, whatever. Yeah, okay.
Hi, I'm Paul Feig, director of Ghostbusters Answer the Call, and you are listening to Following the Nerd.
Hello, this is George Takei, and this is Following the Nerd. Live long and prosper.
This is a big story that tickled me a little bit. We're getting... You're going to love this.
Go on.
I hope you've heard this before. I'm pretty sure you have. We are getting a child-friendly Deadpool.
Yeah.
Have you heard this?
I have.
Yeah. So it's going to be Deadpool 2 recut.
Uh-huh.
With new scenes filmed. Rumour is it's going to be called The Deadpool Before Christmas.
Okay.
And it's going to get a limited release. The idea is that it's not going to be as adult as Deadpool has been. They're going to try and reach a wider audience.
Okay.
What feelings? If there's enough new material in it, I'm in. Again, I feel that Deadpool could work if it was written a wee bit more savvy and toned down a little bit. I love Deadpool too. Deadpool is my favourite comic book movie of the year.
Me too, absolutely. Like the Blu-ray recently came out, and I've been smashing through it again, especially the Super Duper cut, the extended one.
It's really good.
I think that's fantastic. These whole gimmick things, and maybe it's going to appeal to Deadpool 2 more than it would another movie. Like, I remember, do you know that train wreck of a movie that came out in about 2001, Freddy Got Fingered?
Oh, Christ, yeah. No, I've never watched it.
That one. Right. On the DVD of that. What?
Nothing. Please continue.
All right.
As you were.
On the DVD of that, they have a child-friendly version.
What?
It's 3 minutes long.
All right. Freddy got tickled.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what
are you laughing at?
Entertainment. So, yeah, they basically have a 3-minute cut-down version of it, and it's basically, like, really dumb, and it's just, like, it's presented as a kid's storybook, with Tom Green narrating it.
Okay.
And, like, obviously in the movie,
Tom Green,
yeah.
He was a story that never needed to be told, wasn't he?
Yeah, wasn't he? Yeah.
Oh, my God.
They closed that book a long time ago.
Yes, they did. She
But
never been opened.
thank God, yeah, they put chains around it and threw it in the Atlantic. He married her. They were married.
Drew Barrymore, what were you thinking?
She's in Freddie Got...
Oh, is she? Yeah.
She is, yeah. Yeah, Tom Green throws her into some radioactive barrels.
I bet she does.
He does, yeah. That's a wild movie, that.
Yeah.
I know.
That's a wild movie.
Yeah, I think it's because... She divorce him because he played a prank on her with anthrax?
The band?
No, the actual anthrax.
She came home one night and there was anthrax in the living room.
I could be very seriously misquoting this, because I was a big Tom Green fan whenever I was in my teens, and I was a big fan of certain other Green things whenever I was in my teens. So whenever I was watching that...
I don't even know what that means. What does that mean? I don't want to know what it means.
Okay. Well, for the cool kids out there, they'll know. But but anyway, yeah, so I forgot what I was saying. That's right. So I'd heard a story that the reason why Drew Barrymore divorced Tom Green was because Drew Barrymore was doing like a chat show or something, and he ran in wearing a hazmat suit saying there's been an anthrax scare.
What a twat.
As a prank.
Because that's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As grounds for divorce go, I mean, that's up there.
Oh my God.
Hi, I'm Gates McFadden, and I'm following the nerd.
Hi, I'm Ernie Hudson, Winston Zeddemore from Ghostbusters, and I'm following the nerd.
Kathleen Kennedy's back for now 3 years.
Oh, God. We're not fine. Play another record. We're not fine. We're so not okay. Why? What happened?
It's all gone so wrong.
I know.
What do you mean?
Why?
No,
what? Mark, break it down like a fraction for me. What's going on?
Here's the story, right?
Give me the scoop.
They gave her a new contract. She signed on for 3 more years. She's still running Star Wars.
Did she make a deal with Satan?
No, like Disney made the deal with Satan. No,
what?
Like, in all fairness, right? In all fairness, are we really surprised?
No. But still, it is one of those... I really thought things would be different this time, but they're not. It's the same. Why?
Why? Oh, God, why? Think of the children.
His eyes said, why? Right, okay, so Kathleen Kennedy has another 3 years at Lucasfilm. Is this basically a Last Chance Saloon type deal? Is this this is your mess, you clean it up type deal?
Well, here's the skinny. The move is a vote of confidence in Kennedy, who took command of Lucasfilm after Disney's $4 billion acquisition from George Lucas back in 2012, and has overseen the relaunch of Star Wars, one of the most revered movie properties in cinematic history. Disney's 4 new Star Wars films have grossed almost $4.5 billion at the worldwide box office. Ancillary and merchandise have brought billions more into the studio's coffers. Right, okay, so... despite how we may feel about The Last Jedi and then the failure of Solo, it seems that Disney still have a lot of faith in Kathleen Kennedy. I mean, for all the negative about The Last Jedi, which, by the way, do you know why you thought you didn't like The Last Jedi?
Oh, yeah, that was the Russians.
Robots.
Yeah. See, I thought it was a little bit weird, you know?
Yeah. So, but...
like, I've never drank that much vodka before, but here we are.
So, I mean, at the end of this, she's taken in $4.5 billion with Star Wars.
Yeah.
You know, and... as I said already, they've released 4 movies, 3 of which I really liked, 1 I didn't like. I'm kind of surprised that they brought her back, because honestly I thought the wheels were coming off a wee bit. Throw into that as well Star Wars Resistance, and I'm seeing a lot of people saying that the only thing that they're excited for now is the return of Clone Wars, which is coming back. But I don't know, and part of me is surprised, part of me is not surprised. I really don't know how I feel about it.
I'm shocked. I am a wee bit shocked, like, I'll be honest with you.
Honestly, yeah.
Because as far as I'd heard, she was all but gone.
Yeah, I mean...
and now you did to hear this.
September was supposed to be it, like, that would be the end of Kathleen Kennedy. I'm also hearing the rumours that they're taking her on, but that she'll not be as hands-on as she has been.
So she basically sits there and signs the checks.
Yeah. Whether that's true or not, I don't know.
Right. I am struggling to come up with words right now. I mean, in theory, on paper, she should have all the experience that she needs and all the talent that she needs to continue with Lucasfilm. Because, I mean, she has been working with the greats. She worked with Spielberg. She worked with Lucas. Yeah. So, and to have that pedigree in your career, you would think that she would have made some smarter decisions whenever it came to not only how to handle the production of Star Wars movies, but also how to handle the universes themselves. And for me, the wheels fell off the wagon with The Last Jedi. And all this nonsense about getting behind something that is ultimately a fad. This whole idea that the Force is female and gender empowerment and all this sort of stuff. It is a fad, and it's going to pass over time, and eventually we will get back to the stage where no one will care who you are. It doesn't matter that you're a woman or a man or what sex you are, what religion you are, or whatever. It seems to... Society itself seems to pull itself towards certain tangents every once in a while, doesn't it? Where if it's not about race, it's about sex. If it's not about that, it's about religion. And it sort of pings around to different demographics and like the Asian representation, you know, like and what will be the next big thing, you know, like do we have enough Australians in our movies, you know? So for her to go so hammer and tongs behind this whole Force is female idea thing, I think that put a lot of people off. I think she should have listened and perhaps worked with Rian Johnson a lot more during the production of The Last Jedi. I think not listening to Mark Hamill was definitely a big no-no. And if you've got someone of the caliber of Mark Hamill, someone who has been playing Luke Skywalker since 1976, whenever A New Hope would have started filming, and he has a serious issue with how this character is being portrayed, and you're not listening to him, a guy that has sat down and had talk after talk with George Lucas about what Luke Skywalker's role was supposed to be. I mean, we all heard the story that George Lucas had said to Mark Hamill back when they were making the original trilogy, there's a plan. We want you to come back and say 2011, and you'll be the Obi-Wan character. Yeah. And for them to not only not listen to that, but also not listen to any issues that Mark Hamill had with the direction of the character, I think that shows poor decision-making. And the fact that she's not only allowed to keep her job, the fact that she's back in this again, that's got me worried.
You see, a big thing concerned me about the new Star Wars movies as a whole, and I only found this out really after The Last Jedi, was that as each writer comes in, J.J. Abrams wrote The Force Awakens, and while he had an idea, he had sort of laid out what he thought was going to happen in the next movie. And then Rian Johnson came along, and he just got rid of all that, and he wrote his movie. Yeah. And now J.J. Abrams is coming in, he just has to pick that up and try and write his movie.
Yeah, he has to sit and press on
try and pull it back to what he had an idea for. And like, say what you want about the Force Awakens, it's Star Wars. It's fun.
It is.
It's really, really good. It's endlessly rewatchable. And like then Kathleen Kennedy greenlit Rian Johnson's Star Wars trilogy, which
had nothing behind it.
No idea what it's going to be.
Yeah.
And things like that concern me. I mean, that would Marvel. Say what you want about Marvel. Marvel have their big thing planned out. They know. Yeah. These wee hints and these wee nods, and
if they don't, they still have contingency plans for it.
Yeah. And I think to a lesser point, DC have it as well. And I just to be in Star Wars and not have that concerns me.
Yeah, because I mean, you can say all you like about George Lucas, and many people have done. He had an idea of where he was going with the original trilogy. Yeah. He even had a perfect idea of where he was going with the prequel trilogy. I mean, it's kind of disturbing in its way to think that the prequel trilogy has more focus and more connective tissue between the three than the sequel trilogy does. Yeah. And for the fact that Rian Johnson was allowed to come in, scrap the plan entirely to do his idea of Luke Skywalker being this hermit that drinks green boob milk, and it's just such a weird curmudgeon and that incredibly backward and coming forward idea of his relationship with Kylo Ren. I thought that was a big mistake. I think literally Kathleen Kennedy should have put her foot down and said, no, this is the plan. You stick to this, and in there is some wiggle room for you to do your own thing.
Yep.
But as long as the connective tissue still stands, that's the important thing.
Even on a basic level, the Star Wars saga was meant to be the Skywalker story.
Yeah.
You know, have we still got the Skywalkers in there?
No, we don't.
So
we of course we don't now. And that's the worst thing is they're bumping off original trilogy characters as though they're nothing in these